Yeah, so we ran some prototypes on the basis that we didn't want to ultimately do a big version of a small thing that we did. We wanted the small thing to tell us about the big levers for change, if you like. So we wanted to work on, we wanted to understand how easy or difficult it was to understand and help people. And we didn't know where to start because because our ultimate purpose was around, is around reducing inequality. So we decided just to start with what we knew as a council, which was we knew who owed us money. So what we saw is that when people owed us council tax, we tended to chase them for it, and we'd kind of enter into arrangements with them where they'd say, "Oh, I'll give you £5 a month," and we'd get them off the phone, and of course it would fall down and fail. But instead of doing that, we used council tax debt as a signal, and we set up a prototype whereby we saw who was about to get a visit from the bailiff, and we stopped the bailiff, and we went instead, and we'd say, "Hi, we can see that you're struggling to pay your council tax. How is everything, and how might we help you with that?" And we found by doing that, we were able to talk about the what matters questions. We did this, and on only 2 occasions did people tell us to bog off. On all the other occasions, they were relieved, tearful sometimes. "No one's asked me how I am for 2 years," was one quote. And what we found with this purpose of help me to thrive, a lot of the people, feels like it makes sense. And actually what people really wanted was just help me sort my life out. We'll do thrive later. Right now, I'm just completely up to my eyes in stuff. We gave a small team of people carte blanche to do anything they wanted to help against that purpose, provided that it was legal and didn't do any harm. We gave them some money, which they could spend. All we needed to do was measure it. And basically, there's an awful lot to describe. But what came out of it was we learned through what Andy's described, that left and right shifting process, and what the things were that made it difficult for us to do what seems like a simple thing. We could infer from casework that the problems were regulations and inspection, our attitude towards it, and their attitude towards us. That commissioning was a problem because we commission for outcomes rather than learning. Frontline empowerment didn't exist, and it should exist. The way the money works was ludicrous because it meant that essentially the work followed the money, whereas the money really ought to follow the work. And we found ourselves being able to make an awful lot of very big statements with evidence behind them about how this was screwing with people's lives from a prototype. We didn't need to do a massive deep dive into the whys and wherefores of the system. We just knew that it was screwing people's lives up, and that we could now see why. So if you want to do the what and the why reasonably quickly, then prototyping can help you, but you need to provide the creative freedom and a clear sense of purpose to enable that to happen.